Welcome back to Boruto Anime Review, episode 16. This one reviewing the 16th episode I've aired so far for the Boruto Naruto Next Generation series, Crisis, Threat of Failing, an episode entirely focused on Dekai and Awambi, the two of the three original characters they introduced in the course of the series. Um, Great the fact you have a chance to focus on two of the original characters who are not, let's say, children of characters from the previous generation, which is great. Um, Dekai basically had a problem basically with his chakra, basically wall climbing, basically walking up the walls, kind of like he's freaking Spider-Man. And Iwan basically his problem is the written test. And even though that yes, Dekai did make a very bad comment, but Iwami didn't have a really big problem with that at all because he didn't want people to be the same like him, be a repeater. Probably the biggest highlight for me of the episode was seeing Rock Lee, and they did confirm in this episode that he is Metal Lee's father. Though for some reason, Rock Lee decided to dress up like he's freaking Might Die. No, seriously, he looks he dressed exactly like Might Die, with the tore off sleeves and the scarf. Yeah, Mike Guy dressed that way, and I think Mike Guy dressed that way when he was younger, but not when he was like older. I don't really get why they decided to have him dressed like that for, but yeah. But it's great to see Rock frickin' Lee making his first appearance in the series. It's like how in the last episode we had frickin' Sasuke, and him talking about the whole thing of like you stuff like that. Basically, it's kind of like they wanted to do Mike Guy in the episode, but they just gave all of his lines to Rock Lee, essentially put Rock Lee as kind of like a younger version of Mike Guy. There's no reference to Mike Guy in this episode, surprisingly. Yeah, no reference to him at all, which is a bit surprising. Um, and because and later on they decided Dekai and Wambe decided to team up basically where a Wambe basically will teach Dekai Nujutsu, and Dekai would help Iwambe study for the written portion of the test, which Dekai basically would have no problem with that at all. And after it's shown a couple times, basically he has a tough time going through the books. Like after just a few minutes, he gets basically burned out. So he decided to just have him have him stand on the freaking ceiling, have hang upside down off the ceiling, have him read upside down that way, and that actually helped him. And later on, basically, when they do about to take the test, there was a fire in an apartment building, and they decided to use their stuff they learned to help out to rescue three kids that were trapped in this burning building. D-Guy basically was able to finally able to climb an actual wall, basically climb up the apartment building, help out Wambi, who had already gone in there. And he uses his own Nujutsu and, of course, the stuff he learned from that book of electronics to fix the sprinkler system. And even though they were late for the test, they were still able to pass because they were able to use the stuff they learned to basically perform a rescue, which is something. And for some reason, the firefighter department here in the village is simply people who know water jutsu. No, seriously, that's what the people. That's the firefighters basically. Instead of using like, I don't know, hoses like real life firefighters use, they use the water jutsu to put out the fires, which is nice, but it just seems a little awkward to see that. To see people shooting water out of their mouths like they're freaking Squirtle from Pokemon. Yeah, but and of course, and what about the titular character Boruto? He barely appears in the episode because the episode is not about him, even though it's called this series. He he just shows support, and he's basically a supporting character in his own episode. Well, even though it's not focused on him. Generally, episodes generally focus on him anyway, but this one is not focused on him at all. They've done this before in Naruto, where the episode does feature Naruto. This happened in Shippuden, and I think in the original Naruto series, where it features Naruto, but he's not the main focus character. Excuse me. They even do this even canon and filler episodes, so this is nothing really new. And one of the funniest things Boruto does is that he buys everybody a burger, and it's a spicy burger. A new spicy burger says it's not spicy. Everyone thought they were getting sick. It was really hilarious. There's even a joke basically, did you spend all your allowance on this? And he says, don't worry about it. He probably did. But it's never mentioned exactly how much of allowance he gets from his mom, because I'm sure that Hinata is probably giving him an allowance because, well, Naruto probably gets a pretty good salary as the Hokage, so that's probably the reason why Hinata doesn't do very much except be a housewife, which is something she probably always wanted to do for Naruto, be his housewife and take care of the kids. Though that's not exactly how it works. How some of the other characters basically are like that. Like, let's say Sakura, for example, despite the fact that she's taking care of Sakura on her own, she still basically works the hospital. She basically has to make a living despite the fact that she's raising a daughter. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, aside from Rock Lee and Shino, there's like nobody else in the previous generation in this episode. Heck, not even Aruka makes a cameo appearance, which is something. But yeah, because the fact that Iwami Dikai basically perform an actual real life rescue using their stuff they learned, they're able to pass the test and pretty much graduate. Which, okay, fine, they're able to write that off, which I'm wondering maybe in a future episode they might actually have, maybe in the next episode they might have a graduation ceremony for the characters. It's a possibility. Even though this episode's not much more at home about, but it's a nice standalone episode. And we probably, people who are viewers, probably need a breather before they start the adaptation of Naruto Gaiden, which is going to start with episode 19. Yeah, 19. Because the next episode is called Run Sadara. Basically, the next episode is, from what I've heard, and it's just Sadara basically taking a doll to a girl in the hospital. That's really the whole point of the next episode, and we get a chance to see Sakura again. Though this time, unlike last time she was seen, where her appearance was simply a cameo, not exactly basically a non-speaking part, but you get a chance to see her. Next episode looks like she's actually going to have actual lines for the first time in the series. Yeah, but it's going to be nice to actually enjoy this series. It's going to be a nice episode. It looks kind of interesting. It seems a lot of running around, but maybe they're going to tie up all the loose ends basically when it comes to the Ninja Academy stuff, but I'm kind of glad the fact that it doesn't stretch out the whole Ninja Academy stuff for at least 20 episodes. Basically, this episode kind of wrapped it up mostly in the way, but I think that it'll probably get fully tied up maybe in the next couple episodes before it's up Naruto Gaiden. And I've heard there's a rumor going around they might adapt the Boruto film into the series. Though, in the case of when Dragon Ball Super did this with the two films of Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, this took about 13, 15 episodes apiece. It just depends exactly what the animators want to do when it comes to this particular film. But as far as I know, it's still canon. Alright. But that's really it when it comes to this review. Yeah, not much else to talk about. Just a fun little episode, nonetheless. So, I'll see you all next week for episode 17, Run Sadara. And of course, my next video you'll probably see is me back in my bedroom. Okay? But until then, I will see you there. Bye.